Um, how do you transform a workplace conflict into an awareness of new possibilities? And I took the awareness of new possibilities off your website, by the way, because I thought it was such a lovely sentence.
Yeah, and I get chills when you say that because this is actually, I still have chills. This is the favorite part of my work.
Ah,
This is where I get so much reward because when I witness the relief and the surprise in people, right? That could be an individual, could be a group and a whole group of together, just realizing, oh, I'm not locked into this. There are many ways here. Just
yeah,
imagine like a massage therapist, like you have a big knot in your muscle and they massage, and very effective massage therapist, really good. And all of a sudden there's that release, and all of a sudden, like you had that knot in your shoulder, and all of a sudden you can have movement with your entire arm. That's the same kind of relief that I'm talking about.
yeah.
So it's really something about creating a safe environment, allowing the person or the group of individuals to have awareness and acknowledgement of what's really happening. So giving room for what is, not being afraid, and really having the courage together to
Mm,
face what is. There's a magic that happens there, that
mm,
people started understanding and having different perspectives. And also, of course, they're sharing their perspectives, they're sharing their needs, they're sharing. And then, because what's fascinating is that our perspective can literally change our brains, giving us access to our dormant capacities that can guide us in realizing new ways of engaging with ourselves and others. So think of that. Having
yeah,
different perspectives can change our brains. So
love
that's
that.
basically, so that's the awareness of new possibilities, is literally like a whole new world. It's opened. Um, and because
Mm,
also I hold the space and I set the intention of the work to be done together, that all is possible, and then miracles really happen. And I say literally happens because we're releasing blocks to the success, to connections, and there are different ways, different techniques, and different, et cetera, et cetera.
different.
So
Yeah. Um, what is your most successful client story?
I would say, if I can't really narrow down, I know it sounds like I can't really narrow down to the one most successful, because for me, every client, every person, every organization that I have ever worked with, just because they show up with their courage and willingness to develop and shift, that for me is
Yes.
already a success. So
Wow.
I'm not trying to get away from it, but it's huge because there's so many people just living in autopilot. You know what I mean? So
Yes,
that's ready.
absolutely.
And there's always a shift because when people engage with me, I'm very serious and I'm very present and very dedicated to the transformation. So people that come to me, it's because they're ready. And then we always can do whatever amazing work together. Now, if I had to pick a successful, influential, amazing, I can write something about it, and put it up, is when I was actually leading. I was part of the leadership team that got Transitions Optical manufacturing facility open in South America, in Brazil. And I was very blessed that we started that. I started that from scratch. I mean, literally
Wow.
from the dirt to the building. And I was the one responsible for all people related aspects, right? As the HR person, organizational consultant, but I was part of the leadership team. So I was really able to implement in different facets of that. And I can tell you, Colette, again, in another podcast, probably
Mhm.
the story, because that remained the most amazing, efficient, and a place that the turnover was almost, it was like minimal during like
Wow.
decades,
Wow.
because of
That
how it was implemented from a human perspective.
that is really that kudos to you because that is what everybody would love. That's the kind of company everybody would love to work for,
Yeah, thank you.
right?
And that's exactly it. So when we think, oh my gosh, a transpersonal psychologist, what would she do in my workspace? I work with a variety of places because reality is we are all human beings. So what I bring, what's different, I bring the permission to be all. And then that's how we create the awareness of new possibilities. It doesn't really have to be in conflict. Sometimes it's just people being stuck and not knowing. I was just called yesterday to say, we just need a boost to make sure like something's just not feeling right. That's it. So we can show up in an hour, a couple hours, we can just release that and huge new things can happen. And again, I facilitate. Everybody else is the hero because I'm facilitating the discoveries because everybody else is the expert in their own lives, in their own businesses. So my job is to really inspire and facilitate those shifts.
Wow. What a great job you have.
I love it. I'm very blessed.
Oh, but you've worked hard for it. So,
Yes, I have.
oh,
Thank you.
Paula, do you have a ritual that helps you begin your day?
I do. I actually, the way we prime ourselves for the day and the way I prime myself for the day, it's really, really important. So I do my meditations every day. Before I even get out of bed, I stretch.
Mm-hmm.
So I take time for me. I am not out with the world first thing in the morning. When I say the world, I mean I'm not with the news, I'm not with my emails, I'm not that. I am with me, nature, my dog, and then I get ready for everything else because it's so important for me, the way I start my day is just huge, Colette.
Yeah, and I know that, and I know your little dog probably
Yes.
enjoys that very much, right?
Yeah, she loves it. And what's interesting is because she does know my ritual every morning, she
Yeah.
doesn't get out of her bed until she knows I'm done. And many times she joins me in my meditation. She's really quiet. So she got it, how important that is for me.
And she probably thinks this is my time with my mom. Nobody can have her except me right
That's
now,
exactly it.
right? Um, and I do think that you do yoga. Do you not?
I'm not a yogi. I do more the strength training and the restorative part of yoga.
Good.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say I'm a yogi. I was a ballerina, so my body is kind of it's shaped very differently. So,
Well, you're like this lovely sort of fairy. You have a fairy like way about you. Your body, long legs, long arms, and
oh,
slender, and
that's sweet.
long flowy hair. So I love that. I
That's
think
sweet. That's so
you're
sweet.
you're you're part of the fairy world.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
very enlightened fairy, by the way. So if you're doing your restorative postures in your yoga, do you have any favorite ones that you do, or even things that you just do at home that are restorative for you? And they don't have to be yoga postures.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, the restorative, just two things pop into my mind. I have the aspect that my favorite is the shavasana at the end, right?
Yeah.
But you know what's beautiful? Because it's the moment of integration. It's the moment of surrendering. I truly believe that that is the easiest. People think, oh, it's so easy, but it's the most um, how can I say, the one that provides the most opportunity for our growth and our development, because that's like total surrendering to life and to love and to all there is. So that's my number one favorite because of the integrative like nature of it. And
Yeah.
my other one, I love the warrior pose. And sometimes I just take my own stand. If I need to feel like confident, if I need to feel something, I just sometimes just stand in a warrior pose and just to feel that. So I go from the total surrendering to total control. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
so I actually sometimes even give it to different clients, the suggestions for the poses because they're
Yeah.
very effective, very effective. And you know much better than I know how amazing the influence in our spiritual being, in our mental states that yoga has. So I think it's phenomenal too that you asked me about the poses.
Oh, well, Paula, I have to say thank you so much for being on Yin Yoga Lifestyle. We have run out of time. Can you believe it? How fast did that go?
That was quick.
That was very, very quick.
Thank you for the opportunity,
Oh,
Colette.
you're so welcome, sweetie. And if you would like more information about today's topic, you can visit Dr. Paula Casella at www.paulacasella.com or email at paula@paulacasella.com. And many thanks again for being here, Paula, on Yin Yoga Lifestyle.
Thank you.
And please don't forget to check us out at yinyogalifestyle.com, adding enlightenment, calm, balance, and creativity to your everyday life. Thank you for joining Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville. Join us next time to continue our journey of balancing into a state of perfect harmony. Until then, this is Colette Darville, reminding you to inhale, so, and exhale, hum.